Okay. Yeah. What up, girl? Hey, what up, girl? Hit you with the funky. I don't really know, but I gotta go. Hold up. Let me just get her right quick. I don't know who the is calling me right now. I'm dancing. Leave me alone. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Thugged Out Thursdays, your TLG weekly commentaries. Now, today we are talking about Microsoft Hololens, right? That little Gucci swag piece of equipment that we've been hearing a lot about here recently. But listen, before we get into that, quick shout out to our Thug of the Week, TLG Born Fierce. Now, this guy recently had a family member pass away, and the reason why he's a thug is he hasn't let it affect, his daily schedule and his routine. And that can be really hard to do, right? But, he's still consistently, he goes to work, he gets his shit done, and he's able to provide for his daughter. So congratulations, man, on being a thug. And if you yourself want to take home the Thug of the Week, all you have to do is tell me what makes you a thug by filling out the form on the contact page of thuglifegaming.com. Now, let's talk about Microsoft HoloLens, right? It's been all over the news ever since E3, and you guys even heard me in my last video talking about it. I mean, I was completely blown away by this thing, but ever since E3, we kind of found out that Microsoft got caught with their pants down a little bit. Okay, we were seeing some whitey tighties here because what happened is the demo that they showed was a little bit misleading. Okay, and here's why. Now, Microsoft HoloLens is really the Xbox form of the hardware headsets that we've, seen being revealed here recently. A good example is the Oculus Rift, the virtual reality headset, and Project Morpheus for the Sony PlayStation, which is their virtual reality headset. Well, Microsoft kind of wants to put their own take on hardware headsets, so they created a completely different category called augmented reality. So what's the difference between them? Well, to put it as simple as I can for you, a virtual reality headset is essentially taking over your complete field of view. And what that does is it kind of tricks your mind into thinking that you're in an alternative universe, that you're in a completely different other world because, you can't see anything else. Now, with an augmented reality headset, you're in the real world. The only difference is the lens of the headset you're using is displaying digital images that act somewhat as holograms that you can then manipulate in the real world. Now, the reason why Microsoft's pants are, sagging a little bit is because, they allowed a select number of people to use the HoloLens at E3. And what we found out is it's not like the demo they showed. In the demo, they made it seem as if as soon as you put this headset on, your complete world is taken over by these holograms and applications that you can manipulate, and it looks so real. Well, they were a little misleading. Although you can see these holograms and applications that, from what I've heard, look pretty damn sweet, you can only see them in a small screen of the headset's lens. So what this does is, as you move your vision, as you move your head from left to right, those applications and holograms are constantly being cut off because they're only in that little small screen. Now, that can be very damn frustrating. And a great example of that is the Sony Project Morpheus. One of the most common complaints from people that have used and played that on the floors of these conventions is they say, there's this little tiny area at the bottom of the headset that you can kind of see the floor a little bit. There's a little bit of light shining through, and what that does is it takes away from the effect of being engulfed in this virtual world because your vision knows that you're wearing a damn headset. Is that going to deter you from buying these pieces of hardware? Well, to be honest with you, it might, because if there's something that's kind of annoying about these expensive pieces of equipment, I'm probably not going to spend my money on it unless I'm going to be using it for hours on end while I'm gaming. So I think that's a problem that both Sony and Microsoft have to fix. Now, Microsoft obviously is a little different because it's augmented reality, but they've got to find a way to make that little screen, a little bit bigger so that it's more visually appealing to your eyes. Now, I'm sure by this point you guys are thinking, what the hell, Matt? You are an Xbox fucking fanboy, why are you talking so much smack on the HoloLens? Well, look, I'm gonna be straight with you. I actually think it's cool as shit. Like, seriously, I think it's awesome. I think every form of hardware, as it's being developed is going to be tweaked a little bit to improve it for its release. And I'm pretty sure Microsoft is going to do that. That's probably one of the reasons why they had it, playable as a demo at E3 to kind of get people's feedback on it. And I think it's very much possible. I mean, if they just make the lens of the headset a little bit bigger and kind of broaden that screen that the holograms are being displayed on, then you have yourself a great ass product. I mean, one of the things that I took from all of the people's feedback that used the HoloLens at E3 is they all said the actual visual images, the holograms within the headsets, they said they looked real as shit. Like, everyone said that the actual visual aspect of it looked amazing. The only challenge is making them bigger and taking up more field of view. So as soon as they do that, everything will be fine, but that's easier said than done, obviously. Now, the reason I'm actually, believe it or not, very much excited for the Microsoft HoloLens is the number of applications that this can be applied for, right? Because the biggest problem with the Xbox Kinect, their previous form of new hardware, was they had trouble finding real-world applications that you could apply that piece of hardware for. The only real things that the Kinect has been really useful for has been your fitness type of games like P90X and Insanity, using Xbox Fitness, and of course your dancing games. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I even got down to some Just Dance. There's some good ass tracks on there and the whole dancing aspect is a lot of fun to do with your family and friends. So that part of Xbox Kinect is great, but those things aside, there's really not much use for it other than, the voice commands that even I use 24/7 on my Xbox One. But when it comes to these extra pieces of hardware, for the price that they cost along with your console, many people aren't going to go out and buy it, and I totally get why that is. So with that being said, after seeing some of the trailers and, gameplay demos of Microsoft HoloLens, I completely get the number of applications that this can be applied for. They showed, being able to maneuver virtual televisions on your wall so you don't even have to use a damn TV. They also showed somebody manipulating and designing 3D models. So if you are designing a building or if you're an engineer designing a car, the ability to use a hologram to do so can be very, very effective for your work. Now, along with a large number of other applications that you can use the HoloLens for, there's two things that I'm, very much excited for. One of which obviously is the gaming aspect of it. I can totally picture playing maybe say a Call of Duty match and you're pinned down in this house. You need to know where the enemies are. You need to know what, building they're in, what cover they're hiding behind, or maybe where they're spawning. Perhaps if you're using your Microsoft HoloLens, you might perhaps be able to display a three-dimensional graph, like in the form of a hologram right in front of you, that you can see exactly where enemies are on this hologram, what cover they're hiding behind, what building they're in, what level of the building that they're at, if they're on the second or third story. Things of that sort can be really, really fun to use and effective to use within a video game. Now, the other thing I'm excited for is I was watching the trailer, right? And in the trailer, this guy sits down and he's watching his, holographic TV and he's, getting ready to watch Netflix. And then all of a sudden, there is a freaking dog that walks up and sits right next to him. Now that to me is awesome because, Kinect had the whole, Kinectimals or Kinect animals freaking thing where you took care of a pet. But if you're able to, take care of a holographic like pet that like moves all around your house and stuff, like, and then when you turn around, he's, playing with a virtual toy, or, the next time you turn around, he's jumping up on the couch or something. I think that could be very therapeutic and really enjoyable for a lot of people that purchase these headsets. So, those are just a couple of examples. I think there's a large number of applications that it can be applied for, and I think it'll be a massive success if, they just kind of tweak a few things here and there. So that's my take on the Microsoft HoloLens, guys. I just want to kind of update you a little bit about it so that you guys are more knowledgeable of the product and you can kind of get excited with me. But thank you for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to comment, share, click that thumbs up button, and just freaking subscribe to the channel, alright? I'll be your best friend, I promise. We'll go on dates It'll be fantastic. Alright guys, you know the deal. Keep living that life, baby, because that's what thugs do. I'm out of here, guys. Take it easy.